Go.
Winky Putney once said, "Earth, a unique blue-green planet, poised like a tiny jewel in the vast reaches of space, somehow the race of man lives, loves, and reaches out in a universe so vast and desolate as to be frightening. How did we get here? Who is man, and why are we here?" Well, my purpose is to help you to believe that both creationism and evolution can happen on a base of many factors. Mark Twain once said, "What is man? Man is an N. bacillus, a bacteria, who our Heavenly Father created because he was disappointed in the monkey." There are many ways that you can believe in things and how they happened with the creation of Earth and humans. But why can't two or more things explain the creation of us? The main points I will be going over are what evolution is, what creationism is, and how they can both combine to explain the creation. To begin with, I will talk about what evolution is. Evolution is a process by which different kinds of living organisms are thought to have developed and diversified from earlier forms during the history of the Earth. In other words, all earlier forms adapted to changes and events that happened to create what we see around us. Charles Darwin said two famous quotes that help others to understand why he believed in evolution. The first one is, if it could be demonstrated that any complex organism existed which could not possibly have been formed by numerous successive slight modifications, my theory would absolutely break down. But I can find out no such case. This helps to show why he was against creationism, because creationists make it seem like things just started appearing like organisms and nothing adapted or evolved. The other is, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is more adaptable to change. This quote helps to support the claim of natural selection. There are two versions or parts of evolution. The first one is small scale, which is changes in the gene frequency in a population from one generation to the next, and large scale, which is the descent of different species from a common ancestor over many generations. Next, I will be talking about creationism. The Bible states in Genesis 1:1, "In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth." Creationism is about a supernatural deity or force that intervenes or has intervened directly in the physical world. Creationism is based on the Bible and the supernatural deity being God. Lastly, I will be talking about the combination of both evolution and creationism. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Both evolution and creationism can explain the creation of us. It has been a common problem in today's world to believe both, and many people have fought over it. Just keep your eyes open while I explain. Some creationists who don't believe in evolution like to use the saying, "Do not let Darwin make a monkey out of you." Sure, it's clever, but those people really haven't opened their eyes to see what is around them and to see the science. This is an example of some of the creationists who are completely against evolution and just believe in the creation or God creating everything. In October, Pope Francis said, "When we read about creation in Genesis, we run the risk of imagining God was a magician with a magic wand able to do everything. But that is not so. He created human beings and let them develop according to the internal laws that he gave to each one so they would reach their fulfillment. The Big Bang, which today we hold to be the origin of the world, does not contradict the intervention of the divine creator, but rather requires it. God is not a divine being or a magician, but the creator who brought everything to life. Evolution in nature is not inconsistent with the notion of creation, because evolution requires the creation of beings to evolve." Creationism talks about how God created the earth and he created all living beings in 7 days, 6 days working and 1 day at rest in Genesis 1. Evolution comes after the creation to where both could work together, because 1, no one said God created humans straight away. 2, no one said that the 7 days he worked and rested had to be 24-hour periods. And 3, no one said that God is not still working to get the final outcome in life, which would be evolution. It doesn't make sense for a creator to make a changing environment if the organisms living in it couldn't change within it. Hans Hofmann once said, "Creation is dominated by three absolutely different factors. First, nature, which works upon us by its laws. Second, the artist who creates a spiritual contact with nature and its materials. Third, the medium of expression through which the artist translates his inner world. In conclusion, both evolution and creationism can be put together to describe how everything is today. I have talked about the basis of evolution, the basis of creationism, and why you should believe how both of them can be combined. What do you believe now? Have I changed it? With what I have said, I hope I have changed your point of view on many things and maybe helped you answer a few questions.